Hey guys, it is Megan. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys do not know me, I am Megan, obviously, and this is a book channel. We talk everything about books, romance, basically that's all the genres I read. So this is my January wrap up. It is February 4th when I am filming this, and so it is a little bit late, and the reason for that is because I got corona. So if you hear me coughing or like my voice is raspy, it's because of corona, okay? I am quarantining and all that, so I am being safe, and yeah, and I hope you guys are being safe during this time as well. So let's get into the January wrap up. Okay guys, so I read 13 books in January this month. Most of them are from the library, but a few of them are from my physical stack of my own library here at home. So the first book that I was reading, I was trying to finish up a trilogy, but the first book in this is The Truth About Heartbreak. I read this in December. This follows River and Everett. River is in foster care, and basically she gets adopted by this family, and now she has an older brother named Oliver, Ollie, we call him Ollie, Oliver, whatever. And basically Ollie has a best friend named Everett, and they, over the years, they form a bond, and basically they end up being together. This book was a 5 out of 5 for me. I love this book so much. Yeah, I think it's like they have like a 3-year age gap, but it was really good. Yeah, they were just like best friends, and it's just like it's so awesome. Okay, The Truth About Tomorrow. I really don't know how to explain this other than it's forbidden, it is taboo, it is, yeah, it's crazy, and if you do not like taboo, I mean taboo, then you will not like this book. So I'm gonna basically just simplify it for you. Everett and River, they end up adopting this girl, Charlie, and she's like 13 at the time. And Uncle Ollie, Oliver from the first book, forms a bond with Charlie in this book, and they are they have a super tight bond for a long time, and I think it's until like she's 16 where lines start to blur. He makes a really bad decision as an adult, and he has to go away for a little bit until she is of age, and then they start actually being together and people accept them and everything. It was a really good book, but it was just like I had to like stop for a couple of times just to be like, okay, this is just fictional, it's not actually happening in real life, it's okay, like, you know. But yeah, it's really good, but you just gotta like be very open-minded to read this book. And then I got the novella for The Truth About Tomorrow, which is just following more of Charlie and Ollie's story. It's called The Truth About Us by B.Celeste. And basically like her thing too, like her dedication was like, this is for all the people that love Charlie and Ollie. So like if you didn't like The Truth About Tomorrow about Charlie and Ollie, then you're not gonna want to read this. But if you did, then you know you wanted to pick this up. This one is basically they had their battles, you know, as a couple, but now they have a kid together, and basically they have to go through that as a couple, an age gap couple, you know, like I think their like age difference is like 13 years. I don't like, it's a big age gap, and so they not only have to go through that as a couple, but now they have a kid together, and so now they have to, you know, kind of go through that as parents and struggles and everything. But I really enjoyed these books. I think I gave them like 4 out of 5 stars, but I did give The Truth About Heartbreak 5 out of 5 stars just because it's brother's best friend. Like, there's nothing really wrong with that book. Okay, so the next book I read, The Risk by Elle Kennedy. So this is Briar U off-campus series, like it's Briar U series. This one follows Brenna and Jake, Brenna and Jake Conley. Jake is a Harvard hockey player, and Brenna is the Briar U's coach's daughter, and so she is totally off limits, you know, and they're rivals, obviously. She's like, I would never sleep with a Harvard boy. Like, no. Yeah. Stuff happens, and yeah, obviously they end up together. I think I rated this like 4 out of 5 stars. Honestly, it was just getting so old with like the hockey romance. Like, there's just so many in this series, and I love it. I love Elle Kennedy's writing, don't get me wrong, I freaking love it, but it's just like after a while it's like the same thing over and over and over. They hate each other or whatever, they try to resist each other, and they're like, I love you, you know. This is a lot. But I still enjoyed it, you know, but it just, I had to take a break, like, for real. But then I didn't. So then I read the play by Elle Kennedy. This one follows Hunter and Demi. So it kind of plays out to be kind of like Garrett and Hannah's story almost, but not. So basically the same trope as Garrett and Hannah. Basically, well, kind of. Hunter and Demi, they get assigned as partners in a like project together, and they work on that, and they soon get closer and closer. Demi is actually in a relationship when Hunter and them, they kind of they are forming a friendship and stuff and working on the project together, but Demi actually gets cheated on by her boyfriend, and then obviously Demi and Hunter, they kind of form more than a friendship after that, and it was a good story for sure. At this point, like I said, I was just getting really tired of just the hockey romance, and but I really, really do enjoy her books. It's just, I think I just needed a break from that. But I did rate it like 4 out of 5 stars. It was really good. Let's see. Okay, Never Saw You Coming by Erin Hahw. Let's see here. Okay. So yeah, this story follows Meg and Micah. Meg finds out that her whole life is basically a lie, and so she goes out, and like her father that she thinks is her father isn't actually her father. Her actual father died in a car accident drunk like a long time ago, before I think she was even born. And so she's on the hunt for her father's family. And while she is on the hunt for her father's family, she runs into this guy named Micah. And Micah is just struggling with the world. He just has a really hard exterior because of his father's past. I'm not going to say too much of that because it's kind of like a plot in the story, but he does have a hard exterior because he's just trying to save himself from the town, because the town kind of whispers about him because of his father's actions. And so yeah, but anyways, Micah and Meg, they end up forming a relationship, and she ends up taking a gap year, and she ends up getting a job there, and she ends up getting closer to her father's family, and it's just like such a wholesome book. I really, really enjoyed it, because also they were both raised Christian, but they also had problems with like being in the church, and problems with the church, and you know, and it had aspects to that in the book, and it just really spoke to me. I really loved this book, and yeah, it was just really good. Okay, the next, and I rated this 5 out of stars. Like, it was just phenomenal. Yeah, it was great. The next book, The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Okay, so everyone knows this book. Grumpy Sunshine, professor and student. Sounds like it would be great. It was okay. It wasn't, like, it was alright. Like, it's nothing memorable. Like, I don't think about it to this day or anything. honestly, I felt like in my thoughts here that I'm reading, Olive was just so, after a while, just such a whiny character, I felt like, and I know unpopular opinion, but just such a whiny character and just such, like, so annoying. Like, I'm just like, come on. Like, he, like, yeah, no. Yeah. So I gave it like 3 out of 5 stars. I mean, it was okay, but nothing memorable. The Last Chance Library by Freya Sampson. So this is about a girl named June. She has worked in the library for like 10 years, but the library is like petitioning to close or whatever. And so she is trying to battle with herself with, basically, because her boss tells her, you can't be seen working with the library or else I can't protect you. And basically, so she tries to help the library like fund itself and help and everything anonymously, but then she was like, F it, and I will just work with my name and tell everyone that I'm helping the library, because I'm tired of getting ashamed that people think I'm not working with the library to try to save it. And yeah, so kind of goes from there, and she ends up helping the community, and there's a love interest, and it's just so amazing. I connected with this book so much because it deals with grief. She lost her mom a long time ago, and she works the same job that her mom worked after she passed away. There's a couple of quotes that really spoke to me. Let's see. Let's see. Like, but here's the thing, wherever I ended up and however much trouble I was in, there was always a library, a place that was safe and warm and dry, where no one would judge me. Libraries were my only light in some very dark times. And it just spoke to me, you know. It, like, so many times, like us readers, you know, we read to escape, and you know, sometimes our reality isn't perfect. Like, that's just life. Reality is not gonna always be perfect, and books for me are my escapism. They always have been, and just to have that like said in a book is just like so meaningful and so powerful. And that's why I connected with this book so much, because someone actually got it and they put it in a book. So I rated this obviously 5 out of 5 stars. Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. I did a whole reading vlog on this. It was wild, and so if you want like the full review on it, or like the book review, it is down in my videos. But I did rate this 5 out of 5 stars. This is like, I guess, a thriller, mystery, a little bit of romance thrown in there. It was really good. Usually I'm all for romance, steamy smut, that's it. But this one was obviously like a mystery thriller, and it was so good. It was so captivating, and I loved every part of it. And I'm so grateful that I did a reading vlog on it, because like you guys got to see my reactions on everything, and it was just so, like, I'm so glad I captivated that, because it was good. The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner by Stephenie Meyer. Everyone knows this. It's the Eclipse Novelia. And I love Twilight. Controversial statement, I know, but I love Twilight. It's so nostalgic for me. And I just never have gotten around to reading this novelia. Part of it is because I just knew it wouldn't change my perspective on the whole series as a whole, and it didn't really add anything to the series. Did I enjoy it? Yes, but like, it didn't really change anything. I still love the series. Bree Tanner still died, you know, it's still, yeah, it didn't really change anything. But I give it 3 out of 5 stars. You know, it was nice to know what was kind of happening in the back scenes, and, you know, it was fun. Okay, I've also been seeing this one on TikTok. What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli. And then also the sequel to it, Here's to Us by Becky Albertalli. I don't know how to say their last name. Anyways, these two are an LGBTQ rom-com. Yeah, so let me explain it. Okay, so this one follows Ben and Arthur. Arthur is in New York for the summer, I believe. Yeah, and he is walking on the sidewalk, and he sees this guy, Ben, and he's holding a box of stuff, and he's going to the post office. He goes into the post office, and he kind of strikes up a conversation with Ben and Arthur. They strike up a conversation, and it goes from there. But so basically a proposal kind of stops them, and I know that sounds weird, a proposal, like a marriage proposal, stops them from talking more. And so I think Ben runs away, and so Arthur is like thinking about him for like a couple of days, and he's like, dude, I need to find this guy, I need to, you know. And so he like puts up this like Craigslist, I think, post about him, like, hey, like, do you want to give me a second chance where we can like give the universe a second chance and stuff to, like, you know, let's hang out and stuff. And Arthur ends up finding Ben again, and it kind of goes from there. And then yeah, so yeah, and then Here's to Us is just like a continuation of their book, because they start out like 16 years old, and then it goes from there. So I gave these both 4 out of 5 stars. They were good, but they were just so long, like so long. Like, and usually I don't care about long books. Like right now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm reading this book, 728 pages, okay? I think, something like that. And I don't care. Like, I'm captivated by that story. But like this book, I'm just like, no. Like, it's just so long. So after that rom-com, fluffy stuff, I needed something dark. And okay, you guys see this, okay? Like, this is just like a little summary, right? When we get to my dark stuff, here we go. This is my stuff. So, okay. I read Killswitch by Penelope Douglas. My whole mood just shifted. So, this one follows Damon and Winter. And, okay, this one follows Damon's and Winter's story. And this is the 3rd book in the Devil's Night series. So, if you haven't even read the first one, Corrupt, that's the 1st book, and then Hideaway, and then Killswitch, and then Nightfall. Do so now. I didn't even know how to describe this book, and in my like paragraph that I read, or that I wrote, this is what I just wrote, because I didn't even know what to say because of their love, just so ugh. So I was like, it follows Winter and Damon. I don't even know how to describe their love. It's real. He was made for her. Their love starts when they're young. They have an instant connection, and from that day, he watched her. She may have not been able to see him physically because she is blind, but she sensed him. He never left, not once. He went to jail for 3 years, but when he comes out, he is determined to make her love him. This book was absolutely wild, twist and turns on every page, but I absolutely loved it. Damon had such a effed up past, and Winter saw the world differently, and he loved who he was when he was with her. He loved the way she saw the world. Because, get it? Because she saw the world differently, because she couldn't see. And one of the favorite parts that I love about Damon is also, because she was blind, he I don't know how to explain it. He made her feel the colors, like black. Like, if you guys have read the book, you know, he like showed her what black felt like. Excitement, fear, danger, you know. It's just like, and he's taught her what red felt, and it was just so good. And I had to write a favorite scene. I usually don't do this on books, but with this book I had to. So basically, one night he asked her, what do you miss? Like, what do you want to do? Like, because you can't do it because you're blind, whatever. And she's like, drive. And so this scene is so intimate. I don't know what it is about it, but I just loved it so much. So basically, he sits her on his lap in the driver's seat, and she controls the steering wheel, and he controls literally everything else, the brakes, the shifter, and yeah, it was just so intimate and just so beautifully written, and I just love Penelope Douglas's writing. It's so captivating. Yeah. And I love the way that Damon pushes her, but is also calm with her. It's just so amazing. Okay, and then I'm done with this book. And then I got the novella Conclave. This one, I felt like this one was so necessary. There were so many secrets and stuff that needed to just be laid out on the table. So basically, the whole group goes onto this yacht and basically just lays everything out on the table. And it's like, I think like only like 100 pages or something. And I needed this. I needed this because I could feel that there was just something, you know, like with the group. There was something off with Erica, and we find that out, you know, and we find all these secrets out, and I just felt like it was so necessary. And nothing, I said this on my Instagram post, nothing will ever compare, I feel like, to Penelope Douglas Devil Knight series, because I know, because right now I'm reading Nightfall by Penelope Douglas, the 4th book of the Devil's Night series, and then I have, where is it? The other novella, and I can just feel it because I've waited for Will's story for so long. I've always been captivated by Will's story, or like Will in general, and I just can't wait to see how it ends. I have like 300 pages left, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so excited. But I started at, and like I know that it's gonna put me in a reading slump for February, and I'm just like, nothing's gonna compare. I love the dark romance. I love it. Like, you guys saw how my eyes light up. I'm like, bro. Anyways, so that was my January wrap up. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are staying safe out there, and I hope to see you guys soon. And thank you so much for being here on my channel, and I appreciate you guys, each and every one of you.